How's it going, everyone? Matt Monaco here, also known as Mono Trader. Gonna do a November recap. I was looking back and realized I just suck at making recap videos. I've talked about it a couple times, but the only one I've actually ever posted is June, which was my previous best month. So I'm gonna recap what's been going on. Reason I didn't do one the last couple months, September, October is pretty wild for me. Just like personal life, I moved. I've moved like 3 or 4 times this year. It's been crazy. So just super busy, but November I refocused on, it seems like I honed in at the right time. Typically the end of the year, November, December, even beginning of the next year, January, February, March, hottest time in the penny stock market. So it's super important to just be focused this time of year, to be ready for the plays, to be prepared. So just as I'm getting ready for tomorrow, Monday, I'm gonna just recap what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong, and go over my month of November. Monday is the 30th. I'm just going to count as December. Some OCD, so my calendars look really pretty. But yeah, so Monday I'll count towards December. But up to this point, November has been a great month for me. My second best month, only behind June's profits. Let's show my screen here and see how far we've come. Let's check out my Profitly. So, it's no secret. 2020 has been my glow up year. It's been a huge year for me. I say over and over again, preparation meets opportunity. So if I tweeted my account for E-Trade. So if we go look at Twitter here, go to my recent tweets. This tweet was my E-Trade. It's just a straight up screenshot from E-Trade about my percent returns for this year, which is mind boggling. This account at the beginning of 2020 was super small, like couple thousand bucks, and 22,000% you can see here. Is my year-to-date return compared to even like the NASDAQ, which is having a blowout year despite COVID. So day trading, it works. But again, this is my third year of trading. So don't expect anything like that. I'm never going to expect a return like that again, especially just because my account size is much larger, and a return like that in a large account is, I don't even know if that's possible. But 2020 has been awesome. I started the channel in 2017. If you're not familiar with my journey, I was in college through all these years, and I graduated this May 2020. I fell into boot camp with Sykes. Definitely make sure you go down and check that out. I'll put a link below. But I filmed that with Sykes in April, and April's kind of when I started going exponential. I was making good profits. You can see here in the beginning of 2020, and I started going exponential. Sykes just hammered down some fundamentals with me. We talked about trading a lot, and just the 3 years leading up to 2020 laid a foundation for me to truly go exponential. So my last best month was June, and here I made like $93,000. And I've been a little choppy in between just personal life I was talking about. I've had some bigger losses than I'm used to, so there's just a little bit more chop. And I've got some bad habits I'm going to go over in this video a little more. But overall, we're on the up and up. I've had some good wins this month, so I want to talk about it. So if we go just look at what we've got so far in November, I'm up 86,000, 87,000, we'll round up. In the stock market, factoring crypto, technically it's my best month ever, but I'm just going to keep calling it my second. I'm up like 12, 13,000 in some crypto plays that I started trading. Just to diversify, and crypto looks hot right now. Bitcoin looks hot. It's pushing all-time highs. So we'll just see how that ends up. But it was a great month, great trading. So I want to talk about what I was doing right this month that I haven't really done super, super well since June. And then I'm going to go over what I'm kind of developing a bad habit with, and my thoughts, and how I'm going to fix that to end December and just 2020 strong. So if we look at my gains here, we look at my losses. So I've had some decent sized losses, bigger losses for me. And just, my profits are still great, but just the losses are too big. And a lot of times it's a mixture of just stuff outside my niche and also being stubborn. So my biggest loss of the month was on the CGC option. I was expecting like a first green day breakout, and I just sized in just way too big into this, was stubborn. Mentally wasn't there. It was a Monday. And because of that, like options I understand the basics of options, but they're complicated instruments. So I'm just going to really focus down, when the market slows down, as it eventually will. I'll study options some more. But I think going forward, I'm going to just really limit the options unless it's like a super small position, just to avoid big losses like that. Because, imagine that trade just wasn't made. We're over $92,000 basically on the month now. So like that's a huge difference. And that's just an unnecessary big loss. A couple of the other ones here, you can see Neo, another options play. So that's just something I saw as I was looking at my stats. Some other ones started out as good trades, and then I got stubborn. So CEI, this one here, $2,400 loss. It's just too big of a loss for my liking. Again, it's like understandable to have a loss that big every now and then, but the number of like $2,000 plus losses I've had this month is just too high. It makes trading more difficult than it needs to be. And there's simple fixes. Stop trading options as much, one, until I understand it more. And then two, when I'm wrong on a play, just accept being wrong. So I was looking at Jack Kellogg. He posted like his most recent wins on Twitter. Let me go pull that up. And there was a big difference he was doing in his trading between what I was doing in my trading. And if you see his losses, 162, 242, as big as $700, like that's how trading should be. And when he's wrong, he just gets out. What I do, or I've started doing, is just holding on just a little longer. And that's a dangerous game because eventually you're just going to hold on just too long and it's really going to hurt. So I've had some big losses, nothing detrimental, but if I continue down this path, it will be bad. So number one focus going into next month is to just cut my losses. It's okay if I come too quickly, but keep the losses small, because then if you have small losses, you don't need massive gains to be super green. You just take those singles over and over again. So that's my focus. Just being straight up, like that's what I sucked at this month. I look at my November stats and I just had too many big losses. That being said, I did have several big wins. This is not one trade. If we go look at it here, this is Interactive Brokers. I just imported all my trades. Profitly is a little iffy with Interactive Brokers, so I just screenshotted it all. But here's my gains for the month after commissions and after losses. Had some really good trades. Interactive Brokers, I treat more of a swing account, and I'm going to continue doing that going forward. I set like hard stops on these. A lot of the times they're large caps. If you look, like American Airlines, CGC, CAN, Delta, like they're just larger companies I'm more comfortable swinging. Trading basically the same patterns more or less that I do when I'm day trading, but these are more swing-based trades. So because they're swing-based, I've had some really good wins. ACB was awesome. This trade right here helped contribute to my biggest day ever on the weed stocks. At the beginning of the month, I made like $27,000 on that Monday, and then that led to my biggest week ever, around $49,000, which was awesome to start out the week. I swung all the weed plays. I talked about all of my weed swings on a recent episode of Twist. Definitely check that episode out. My thesis, basically, weed should theoretically be hot with the new president-elect Joe Biden. The market considers him more weed friendly. Politics aside, I don't care. I'm just looking at what the market's offering. And weed looks hot. Actually, in the news, there is a possible federal legalization of weed, marijuana vote this week. Weed was hot into Friday. I took Friday off, spent some time with family, relaxed a little bit, regret it a little bit. You have to be on when the market's hot like it is this year. Unfortunately, you just need to be on every day or you're going to miss some huge opportunities. Like I would not be shocked at all to wake up tomorrow morning to just huge weed stock gap ups. And at that point, like I'm not going to chase. I already missed the move. I'll be watching them going forward. We'll see how they trade, but it's just, tough. Like that's more or less a layup trade when there's a news event like that into next week and weed stocks start running. Probably going to gap as everyone sees it over the weekend. So, that's basically my thesis on my biggest day ever. And it came again and I just wasn't prepared. So that's kind of why I'm buckling down this weekend. You can see I had some others. CAN was a crypto stock, similar style as these weeds. Crypto was looking hot. It's still looking hot. So I had some big swings on that one. Snap was a breakout. Solo, a big win here. Win was also a breakout, just large cap breakouts. Very simple, very basic, clean entries, clean exits. and I just let them run as long as they're working and I have a stop. I barely look at this account usually when I'm in position. I just let the market do its thing. And then solo was electric vehicle. So I just mentioned several hot sectors there. We have crypto, we have weed, we have electric vehicle. Like the market is red hot right now. We had COVID at the beginning of the year. We'll see what happens as winter comes. COVID continues to hit new highs, the number of cases. So it's possibility we could have several hot sectors. The EV sector, like I thought a week ago, was overextended. It's still holding up. It's still going. Really impressive strength just overall. So we're watching all those sectors: weed, EV, COVID, Bitcoin. Like it could be a very hot December. So focus up. Watch your scanners. I use stocks to trade. A lot of people ask me that. I learned all in small cap rockets. If you just want to see the stocks I'm looking at day after day, that's where I'm at. I lay out exactly my plans with the stocks I'm looking for, and I give my entries and exits. Awesome chat room, very basic, just basically alert style, where I just alert the stocks that I'm watching that given day, that given week. If we go back, look at some other big wins. Solo, electric vehicle. Like this month, I did a great job. More or less came out of retirement after I moved down to Texas, made a big move. And the sectors were hot, and I wasn't scared to take size because I've seen hot sectors. I've seen so many hot sectors over the years, and I've just started capitalizing on them in 2020. The COVID sector was really what helped me get off the ground earlier this year. And, this month it was weed and electric vehicles and a little bit of crypto mixed in there that I really took advantage of. So we had solo electric vehicle play. Hexo, when hot stocks were going crazy. FSL was also running. I left huge, like that ran to like 10 plus, crazy moves in the market. And then some, just some swing plays on large caps. And they really do add up without much effort. On something I've, really honed in on. At the beginning of 2020, I was trading a lot of large caps before penny stocks were hot. And large cap breakouts are just really cooking it right now. SPYs at all-time highs. Like everywhere I look, basically the market is red hot. So I really want to get focused. This is basically a video diary journal entry. Just being honest and open with the public. Like last month I sucked at cutting my losses well, and I want everyone to know that. So I can be held accountable, and I make better trades going into December. And I can have some Jet Kellogg type results here, where he just has a huge win percentage, and then his losses are small. When you have those small losses, not only does it help the gains, but like your mental mindset, like, you don't have to fight. Like when you're wrong, just get out. I have a post-it note literally right here beside my screen that says smart people don't like to be wrong. And like, I don't like to be wrong. And it's just, I talked about this on Twist, changing the mindset into it's not wrong as making or losing money. Right? That's not the determining factor. It's being right with your entry, right with your exit, right with your trading plan. Take money totally out of the equation, because if you trade well, you will, in the long term, you will make money if you just stick to your trading plan, use great trading strategies and fundamentals. It's just a recipe for success. So great month for me, but I'm not satisfied. Plenty of mistakes, can always do better. And I'm looking to close December strong. So, if you have any questions, hit me up on Profitly. Leave a comment below this video. And yeah, thanks guys. And we'll see you in the chat room.